Hey guys, welcome to my channel Among Stouts. If you're new here, my name is Samantha and I have a little filming buddy down here next to me on the couch, so you are probably going to hear her making lots of baby sounds, baby talking. There she goes. But anyways, today's video is going to be a homeschool update. We have officially ended our year with CC, so we just finished CC cycle 2 this year. We've already had our field day and our end of year celebration that we titled Coram Deo. So we are officially done with our CC year. Foundations, Essentials, Challenge, all of it. So I wanted to get on here and just give you guys a little update about how this second half of our year went. And also give you guys a look at some things that we are going to be doing over the summer. So if you're new to my channel, we had a new baby in January. And which meaning I was pregnant the whole first semester of school. So me and my younger kiddos kind of took things slow, and especially there towards the end of my pregnancy, they weren't really doing all of their subjects every day. They're doing maybe math and language arts or one or the other, just kind of doing, like, it was kind of survival mode there at the end. My son is awesome. He's very, oh my goodness. He's very independent, and so even though it was his first challenge year, he was in challenge A. I'm very thankful that he can be an independent worker because he was able to get most of his work done with very little oversight from me. I would just check in with him here and there and make sure things were actually getting done. He did his science fair all on his own and did really well with that. And so yeah, he was really independent with his science fair. And then we had the baby. After the new year. She was born on the 7th of January, and as for Foundations and Essentials, we didn't go back to CC until January 22nd. So that gave me a few weeks to settle in with a new baby, and I started going with them the first week of December, or the first week of February is whenever I started going back to CC every Monday routinely with my kids. And so from then on, from February on, we have been hitting our books pretty hard. My kids, my girls especially, have been doing multiple lessons if they can handle it per day. I've just been letting them do as much as they can any given day, as long as they at least complete one lesson. They are at least completing one lesson, but if they're able to handle doing one or two more, then I've let them do that just to kind of play catch up. And then we also switched math programs for my youngest daughter while my oldest daughter was testing out some math programs. She's finishing up with the 2 Life Pack books that I got her, and then she's just going to work in the Good and the Beautiful 5 that we already had throughout summer. I'm not making her do all of the problems every day, but just to keep some of those concepts fresh before we start her new curriculum later on after the summer. That's what she will work on. So that is kind of the update. We finished strong with CC. My oldest daughter, she's 11, she made Memory Master this year, so we are all really excited and proud for her. And her and my youngest daughter are excitedly waiting to start the process for doing Memory Master next year for cycle 3, which is our first cycle that we are going to repeat. We started on cycle 3, and so this is our first repeat. This is also my oldest daughter's last year in Foundations Essentials before she goes into Challenge A the following school year. So definitely going to soak up the moments of still having her with us for family subjects, Foundations and Essentials, and things like that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about some things that we are going to be doing over the summer. I usually like to do math. We almost always still have math to finish up after CC, just because CC is 24 weeks for Foundations and Essentials and 30 weeks for the Challenge program. We just have math to finish up after CC. So my kids are working on that. My son is getting pretty close to being all done. And then my 2 girls will keep working through what they have, like I already mentioned. And then I also usually like to do some sort of history or science unit study. Since we were in the Middle Ages this year, we are going to do the Vikings. I actually purchased this earlier in the school year to do throughout the school year, but we never made it to this. So this is going to be the only unit study that we do this summer. I'm really excited about it. Not really sure how my kids feel about it. They enjoyed the Middle Ages this year, so I think it'll be a good one. And since it was meant to be used during the year, I don't have a book for my son to use, so I'll just have him sit along with us, take some notes, and then maybe just have him, I don't know, do a project on someone that we learn about. Haven't really decided. He might just sit in and listen, which is totally fine. Because what I do have for him, so the big project in Challenge A is Science Fair. And there's a couple of big projects in Challenge B before they go into Challenge 1 where they have lots of projects to do. So one of the things that they do in Challenge B is they write their own short story. And my son, before starting classical conversations when he was in public school, and then even when I pulled him out is when I learned it, that he is a reluctant writer. I didn't know that while he was in public school, but it was something that I quickly learned after taking him out. And so IEW was a 100% saving grace for us in our homeschool and for him as a writer, because it really helped him with the way that IEW and Andrew Pudewa have structured writing in that program. It gives him something to follow and tells him exactly how to add in like dress ups. So if you can imagine how his brain works, he is sort of kind of a to-do list kind of person. He's one of those kids that really enjoys math and more of those logical thinking things. So writing, especially creative writing, don't come as easy for him. So what I thought I would do to go ahead and get him prepared is I bought this from Evan Moore. It's How to Write a Story. And it's for grades 4 to 6. But this, I feel like, is just going to help him get a very basic, easy understanding in how to even create a story. And this will, I hope, prepare him for whenever he gets to that part in Challenge B where they're going to start writing their short stories. They're going to read many short stories. They're going to learn the process. But I think for him to like already get his brain juices flowing and in story mode, it'll be really helpful. I did that for him last year with Latin. I bought him a Latin prep program, and then I don't know if it's what really helped or if he's just naturally drawn and good at Latin, but he was really prepared for Latin and did really well with it this year and really caught on quickly. So I'm hoping that the same thing can happen as far as stories go. This just has very easy ways of writing. It breaks down characters for your story. It breaks down the plot, the conclusion. It helps you to write out a story plan. So I hope that this will just help him like have a generic understanding of creating a story and then being able to be creative with that. And then he can apply whatever he learns from this along with what he learns in Challenge B, and then hopefully have more success and less frustration whenever he goes to write his short story next year. So the other thing that my oldest two kiddos are doing is Wordly Wise. This is something I've talked about almost from the beginning of my channel. Is I add this on. I will continue to add it on until my kids are no longer in my homeschool. I think it's just really good for vocabulary. It's very easy to do, very easy to add on. It's straightforward and to the point. But again, just like with their math, it's just one of those things that they don't finish right along with their CC schedule, so it's something that they have left over to work on. And then the other thing that I have is Fix It Grammar. This is my oldest daughter's workbook. And so what I'm going to do with this, she still has half of this to finish because she wasn't doing it every day. So I'm just going to now have her and my son work on this together. Have him write the sentence down in his notebook, and then she can still work out of this book and just go through the rest of this level together, because I feel like whenever they transition from Foundations Essentials to Challenge A, their grammar is the Latin. So my son could definitely use a little bit of extra practice in English grammar. So I'm just going to have him work on some of the sentences until they finish out the rest of this book. So he's just going to jump in where she's at and just keep going from there. And then last but not least, I have 2 readers that we are going to do. And I picked these out specifically because I purchased those seasonal bundles from Home and Haven that get put out. I think there's winter, fall, spring, and summer. So there's another one that's coming out soon. Keep an eye out for that. I usually purchase from Ashley. Her channel is Grace and Grit. She has a link up every time there's a seasonal bundle. And that's who I purchase through. I know that they have other people who share it, but that's just who I go through. So I have 2 of their book studies. I think they're book studies or literature guides. I have the one for Little House in the Big Woods and the one for Charlotte's Web. My oldest daughter has already read this book and completed the literature guide for it from Memoria Press, but I figured we could still read it together and do the activities. It has like that bundle came with like study guide, like a study guide for it for different levels, coloring pages, but also a recipe book. And so I think it'll be fun to do that. And then again, Charlotte's Web. I haven't printed out this one yet, so I don't know what's all in it. This will be the second one that we do since I already have everything printed out for the Little House book. So that is all of the work that I have planned for my kids to do this summer. Everything else that we are going to be doing is around their activities. Usually my daughter does dance in the summer, but we are in a transition out of and into a new studio, so she isn't going to be doing dance this summer. And then my son will do both or either. We haven't quite decided yet for golf and archery. And then I have another daughter that does piano. So those are what their activities look like, their planned activities. Then we're going to have lots of fun with friends. And if you missed my last video, I am the new director for our Classical Conversations community. So I'm going to be busy learning all things for leading my community well and getting my tutors trained and equipped for the upcoming year. So we have quite the busy summer. It's quite a difference from last summer when I was very sickly pregnant, but I'm looking forward to it. So let me know, what are some things that you guys achieved this school year that you're excited about? What are some things that you're looking forward to next school year? Or maybe what are some things that you're going to be doing this summer? I would love to hear any or all of it. So just leave that down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like. If you aren't... If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!